Hi there everyone, Laurel Beard here. Thanks so much for joining me for another Simply card making video. And today I'm going to be making a candy box with a coordinating card. And here's what I'm going to show you in the video today. I've made this for the current landscaping challenge, which is all about thinking of you, love, things like that. So I thought this would be fun to make for the challenge. So what I've gone ahead and done is I've taken this candy box die from Lawn Fawn and I've run it through my die cutting machine twice. To get the shape of the box, you've got to run it through twice. I'm also using this Let's Polka in the Dark paper pad. So I ran that through twice with my Vagabond. And then I'm going to use these little stitched labels die. They fit perfectly on the candy box. So I went ahead and ran that through my die cutting machine as well. So I've gone ahead and done all that off camera. The sentiment that I'm going to be using today is from Sophie Sentiments. It's it's an oldie, but I love it. It's a universal. It's got so many sentiments in there. It's just fantastic. So I've gone ahead and mounted Love You. You can build a lot of different sentiments from that stamp set. So I'm just going to do Love You, ink that up with some Hero Arts Unicorn White pigment ink, and stamp it right onto some navy blue. I think this is called Nautical Blue from W+9. And I went ahead and stamped it with that pigment ink, and because it's a pigment ink, it stays wet longer. I'm going to dump it into my tub of white embossing powder and then heat set it. I love the look of white popped off of a dark colored cardstock. I think it's fantastic. So I'm going to go ahead and zap that with my heat tool here and then set that off to the side. And now we're going to work on assembling the candy box. So like I said, you've got to run that die through whatever paper you're using twice. And then when you run it through your die cutting machine, it also puts in the score lines for you. So I'm just taking a bone folder there and I'm just scoring all of the score lines. Very easy there. And just making sure all that's done. I thought this polka dotted paper is super fun. It's not a Halloween project, but I love the papers in that paper kit. So I thought this would be a nice masculine treat box for my son. So I always use score tape anytime I'm putting together like 3D objects like this. It's super strong. So I'm just going to take it and I tear it off. It's similar to the red line tape, except you don't have to use scissors like you do with the red line tape. You can just tear it with your fingers, which is awesome. Some of it's getting stuck on my fingers, so I'm having a little fight with it right now on camera. But I'm just going to go ahead and add all that tape to the different areas of the box here, and then I'm going to line it up. Those score lines, they just even up perfectly. It also will make that perfect diamond shape. You see that little diamond shape? So I'm just lining that up, and then it's time to assemble the rest of the box. Sometimes it takes me a minute to figure things out, so I'm trying to figure out how to assemble the rest of it, and then I realized that I forgot to put on some tape, so I'm going to go and add some tape to those folds. But all you're going to do is basically fold the edge or the outside line of that candy box onto the other outside line of the candy box, and it just will fold and take shape. It really is a no-brainer, except for someone like me, where it took a little bit longer to figure out. So you can see that the shape of the box, everything is all connected now. And now it's time to kind of squeeze those ends together to make the shape. And this is where you'll want to fill it with whatever. I'll probably put some little candies in here that he likes, but I'm going to go ahead and show you how I close it all up. I'm going to be using some hemp from Lawn Fawn. I'm not sure if this trio pack is still available for sale, to be honest, because it's one of their first releases when they introduced the hemp to their collection. But I just grabbed some pink. I'm sorry, it's totally not pink, it's blue. Anything you want to close it with, ribbon, string, hemp, whatever you've got. You can tie bows or not. I'm not going to tie bows because this is for my son. So I'm just going to actually knot it on the edge there, and then I'll cinch it close together, and you can see the cute little candy shape. It's just so adorable. So now I'm going to take that label. I'm just going to figure out where I want it. And now that I think I've got that situated, I'm going to work on the coordinating card, which really is going to come together super quick. So I'm going to adhere that down. Those little stitch labels, they fit perfectly on this candy box. Now maybe she designed it that way or not, I don't know, but they fit so good. So I've gone ahead and did some cutting off camera. I've got that wood grain note card from Lawn Fawn. Again, that's some nautical navy, I think it's called, from W+9. And I'm going to go ahead and take some of that polka dotted paper from the Let's Polka Halloween set in the dark, or whatever it's called. Let's Polka in the Dark, maybe. Because I need something for that little guy to stand on. See that little critter off to the side? I have a lot of critters colored and ready to go. They all sit in a bowl. So I literally just got him out of the bowl. And that reminds me very much of Buckbeak from Harry Potter, the hippogriff. So it's perfect for this card because me and my son love Harry Potter. So then I'm going to take this Hi There from this Chit Chat stamp set, also from Lawn Fawn. I'm going to prep it with my anti-static bag here. It's just a good thing to use when you're going to do heat embossing so your embossing powder doesn't stick where you don't want it. If you don't have this, you can wipe on some baby powder or even grab a dryer sheet and just wipe it onto your cardstock before you do any heat embossing. So I'm going to again ink up that sentiment there, hey there, with some of that same unicorn white ink, and then I'll heat emboss it with that white embossing powder, just like we did for the sentiment over there on the candy box die. And then I'm going to again grab my big tub of white embossing powder. And I'm sorry, I went off camera here. I didn't realize I was off camera, but I am being lazy and just dumping it into the tub of embossing powder, and then I went ahead and heat set that as well. So now it's time to just assemble this little card here. I'm going to pop up a little buckbeat here with my some double-sided foam tape here. I'm using the one from Scotch. I'll just line them up perfectly under the little speech bubble. And then I'm going to adhere him down on that wood grain note card that Lawn Fawn carries. They have a bunch of different designs. They have polka dots and wood grains in different colors, and I thought the yellow would tie in pretty good here. I am going to end up trimming that note card down a little bit so it will fit better onto that little note card. And then that's it. Here's a little set. Isn't it cute? I think it's so cute. I hope he loves it. Now all I need to do is stuff it with something. I love M&Ms, but I don't want them to melt. If he leaves them someplace hot or leaves them in the car, it'll be a big hot mess. So I'll have to think of something that he'll like and stuff it inside and then give it to him. I think he'll like it. So anyway, thanks so much for watching me for today's video. And if you haven't already, please click to subscribe right down there on the bottom. And I will catch you next time for my next video. Have a great day.